Hello and welcome. My name is Stephen Fisher, aka Intermedia, and here we have the ever beautiful bad DPS slash my girlfriend slash my potential wife, Lara Johnson. And today we'll be talking about something that has made a lot of news recently, and you will probably definitely have played. Pokemon Go. Yes, that addictive GPS AR game, loose term, that's kind of been taking into the news. So today we kind of dug through the archives of my old bedroom at my parents' home, and we basically found quite a few odd old Pokemon stuff. Unfortunately, we was aiming to show some of the original Pokemon cards, but some of those have kind of been left by a technical cock-up known as folder swapping. So for some reason I've now got Doctor Who Battles in Time cards, not the Pokemon original cards, but they're still safe and I'll get them at another late date. So today we're going to be looking at some old Pokemon original 151 merchandise. Some of this actually is 150 because it's a bit before Mew was announced, some of this stuff was. Somewhere at home also I've got the films actually on tape somewhere as well.
We've got one of these as a film. Merc.
I've got all the films I've got all the films up to 4.
One of the cases.
Yeah. So we'll be going through it. Some of this stuff is in better condition than others, and some of it surprisingly works considering we've never changed the batteries. So let's go through it. We'll go through it in some sense of order. So first thing I kind of remember getting was the original Pokemon handbook. For those who don't know, this is just basically a kind of mini Pokedex, I suppose, that talks you through the world of Pokemon. So you've got like stats on each of them, a bit of story, a bit of information about them. Let's try and
does have Mew too in the
It has
back.
Mew too, but not Mew because this is prior to the film. But it's to see you've got pages like this where you've got Cuba and his evolution. It tells you a bit of their story, their heights. This information has kind of been changed retrospectively since new generations came out. Some of the heights, weights and types have definitely changed, and same with the moves, but that's kind of obvious. Got the original Jinx in there, so this is before the update to her, which is now purple. Yeah, I do remember actually looking in this a lot as a kid, and there is a checklist, but I didn't want to tick them off because I didn't want to ruin the book, so I never ticked them off.
There's a mint condition
Well,
checklist.
it was. The book's a bit frayed over time and damaged. But for a book that was about 1990, what was it, 1990?
1995, 96, 98.
So it'd be 98 I bought it. The copyright would be up until 99. So yeah, it'd be about 98, 99 I bought that. But this was... Oh, you got Mewtwo. That's the last one in there, yeah.
I think you got the legendaries. Yeah, 146.
Yeah.
Moltres.
Anyway.
And the other two.
But yeah, so that book I kind of got alongside the Pokemon cards. Now, when the first lot of Pokemon cards came out, I was living in Hull, and I bought. You used to get 11 in a pack. You don't get 11 in a pack anymore, but you used to get 11 cards in a pack. It used to go common, uncommon, rare, energy, or trainer card, I believe, or something like that. Can't remember the exact numbers, but it's something like that lines. They were actually quite good value at the time. They kind of went up in top price, but originally I remember paying £1.50 a pack. Then it went to £2.50, and then over time they got less cards for the more money because the popularity went up. I was lucky to quite early on get a Charizard original card, which I stupidly at the point didn't realise the kind of significance of him or value of him later on, and I traded him for quite a common rare, a Blastoise. Which I regretted for years to follow, to be honest. So much so that actually a couple of years back, me and Laura went to a Comic-Con thing, Play Expo in Manchester, and I saw original Charizard print card with a shiny foil, and had to buy it. I think this set me back like 40, 50 quid. It was a lot. I never paid a lot for it, but I wanted it just for the sake of I remember having one and it brings back nostalgia, so I got him finally. And he now lives in a tin with other cards. A lot of the cards he lives with are sort of the newer cards, like the big EX kind of things and the little version. So we kind of collect the newer ones. I don't avidly collect the new cards. I sort of deliberately go for certain cards I like or remember from the original 150 odd. And yeah, Mew EX and all that. So anyway, we've got a load of those. So yeah, I kind of stopped collecting Pokemon stuff around Generation 3, which actually was quite early on, I suppose, in the Pokemon craze. But Generation 3 onwards, they got a bit bad. Generation 3 wasn't known as the best generation. Generation 1 and 2 were good, kind of lost in 3. 4, 5, I kind of stepped into a little bit, getting the games. And then that's basically how we are today, really. I think we're on to Generation 6 or 7 now, I can't remember which.
You got
that's
what I remember you getting was X and Y.
Yeah, X and Y was the last game I got. But I got back into Pokemon. I collected Blue, which we've got a cartridge of somewhere.
It's in the...
No, we've got to get out. It's it.
That's it.
Yeah. So I remember. So we got.
What you can't see is there's a big.
There's just a sort of case of stuff. But yeah, the first game I got was Pokemon Blue. I don't know why I didn't go for Pokemon Red. Don't know. They had different Pokemon in them. You had to have both of them to get all of them because they only had half of them each. And I used to have a cheat cartridge because main reason I got a cheat cartridge because of Mew, who wasn't released in Europe. He could only get him at certain events, and you had to use a connecting cable. And he's in the game, but you couldn't get him. Unless you had the cheat cartridge, which allowed him to spawn, which then you can catch him. So I could actually get 151, whereas most of my friends could only get 150. But anyway, that's the story of that. Last time I checked this, the battery that's inside this cartridge died, so it doesn't save anymore. So my original save's gone, and all the data's gone on it. So that's quite sad. So that's why I don't really use it anymore, because I've just dropped it. But then I got a Game Boy Advance and played to death Pokemon Gold, which arguably was the best, and still kind of is the best, Pokemon game. It introduced day and night cycles, breeding. It was just awesome. And the fact that when you finished the main new world, you got to go back to the original Pokemon world from Red and Blue and catch the original 150 was amazing. Again, this only had half the Pokemon, Silver had the other half, and you used to have to do this trading thing, which was totally awkward because there was no internet. So you had to have a cable, plugging one console into another, and it was a faff. Faff, basically. But they re-released this recently as Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and I've kind of been tempted to pick it up, but I don't know. I remember this one. I don't really want to go back and redo it because I've spent hours doing this. I had a guidebook actually for this that told me how to get everything because it was a big world. These. It's a box.
What are we doing?
Just get a ball. There we go. Right, now, back in the early days, Burger King were kind of the official merchandise / food toy providers for Pokemon related products. They did us a lot. I mean, a lot of the stuff you're going to see in a moment is Burger King stuff. So, first off, we will talk about you'll probably know about these, the 23 karat gold plated Pokemon cards. Not cards, but you know what I mean. I'm surprised they're actually stayed in such a good condition, really. But basically, you used to get one of these for $5 in...
They've got the plushies in there as well.
Just put plushes in there for some reason.
The plushies are from Burger King as well, but I know because I used to have one.
But yeah, you used to get one of these in one of these here. You used to open it up, and it used to be random which one you usually got. And there's about 10, I think, or 8 or something like that. There's several, I think it's in double figures. But anyway, the ones I got are Pikachu. And it's got like his little stats and stuff on the back. Mewtwo, which I was very happy to get. Again, stats on the back, but the piece of paper's in there still.
Some of them had the piece of paper, some of them don't.
Yeah. This is Generation 2, by the way, that they did this, which is why we've got things like Togepi and Poliwhirl. Or is it Poliwrath? Poliwhirl, Poliwrath. It's hard to tell sometimes because they're very similar.
Poliwhirl.
Poliwhirl. Right.
You need your eyes tested.
I can't remember where to put it. Alongside this, they did these Pokemon Power card things that used to slot into a base, and when you slot them in, it used to trigger the action. Now the Mr. Mime one I do have somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Was one where his hands went like that. If you press the button on the bottom, And this one's a gold duck which squirts water, and there's a load of them. I don't remember how many there was exactly. I think there's about 12 or 15 of these things.
How much Burger King did you eat?
For these? We didn't actually eat the Burger Kings. We used to just buy them. We used to go in there and pay £1 to buy the toy or item. We didn't eat the Burger Kings because we were not very keen on Burger King back then, and we used to prefer McDonald's. We still do kind of prefer McDonald's, to be honest. But another thing they did was these little cuddly toys, which, again, I'm surprised we've kind of are
These
alive.
are the ones I remember. I got a meow for one of these, but I wasn't really into Pokemon, and I do confess he did just get used for target practice in regards to my darts board. So we would just be stuck on the darts board.
Yeah, 2000 these are dated, so these would have been coming towards the end of my interest, I suppose, in Pokemon for that time. Then there's this awesome figure that is also a Burger King. Now, sadly,
it had life in it this morning. It's died since then.
Yeah, it kind of wanted to this morning. Its eyes wanted to light up, but it's kind of dead now. Yeah, it doesn't. It's dead. It's dead. It's died. But he used to light up when he used to turn his tail, and he was quite a cool figure. He's still a cool figure, even if he doesn't light up. I still like Mewtwo as a design, and I like the original voice acting of Mewtwo. I don't like the newer one.
You shouted at the telly when you watched that movie.
Yeah. Then I've got 2 bouncy balls. There was 3. There's another one somewhere. Don't know where that's gone. I've got a Pikachu and a Mewtwo. These have gone yellow, and scratched to pieces. But yeah, I've got 2 of them. Still bounce, I'm pretty sure.
I think you can still get some of those in machines at the supermarket, because I remember seeing.
They're still doing new ones of them, yeah. And then I had lots more of these, but we've only got Pikachu's for some reason. But these came in a triplet, but these are little Pikachu figures.
Isn't there an even thinner one as well?
No, there's not on there. I've got more.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there's another one, yeah. Got another Pikachu figure. But these are, it's just weird because this is more the original design of Pikachu, the fat one. And then he kind of became this one over time, but
and you still
at the time,
and you still hate
him.
him.
I still hate him. I don't understand. I don't think he's worth the hype.
That's why you hate him.
Pretty much. And also he's just an annoying little prat who seems to know everything. Then I remember getting this from, where did I get this from? I think I got this from either Toys R Us or Woolworths. It was a long time ago. But this used to do a little tilt dance like that. That doesn't work anymore. But what was surprising is if we yeah, he still talks. So he's got a little motion sensor at the front, and he would sort of do that kind of action. But that's gone. But it's still got a battery in there that came with it. That's 1998. So he still works somehow. He's a bit mucky, but we can use a bit of a clean, I think. A lot of this stuff does, to be honest. And then there's this. It's just like a Pokeball. But it's actually an LCD game.
Yeah.
There you go. Done by Tiger. Now this... I can see... Yeah, now the way this worked was there's a little gyroscope inside, and a little light used to go around, and on the screen used to be a Pokemon. It had the original 150 in there. It didn't have Mew. No, it had 149. Didn't have Mewtwo in either. But anyway, it used to roll it around to get the lights into the middle. Once it was in the middle, you'd have to press both of these buttons, and you had a chance of catching it. Then when you caught it, it added to your Pokedex, and that was basically the game.
Basically, this is the original Pokemon Go.
Yeah, there was also another game on here, which is like a speed catching timer thing, where you had so many seconds to catch something. But yeah. 1999. I don't know if this works. I mean, if we could.
We couldn't get the power to work on it, but
just needs batteries changing, and it's going to be yellow, so it's been in the sun at some point. I think. I don't know. It's still got a lot of sun on it. Well, too bad there. Anyway.
You couldn't be bothered to hold it.
No.
There was a.
Get them mix things out while I get this.
Stray one.
Yeah. Now in this tin. Ah, God. Come on. Come on. No. Right, that was a bit of a... Right, now these are something that I had to eat a lot of... Right, back in the day...
Oh, certificates for the gold.
Yeah. back in the day, now you probably may know this, some of you will, there was a thing known as Taz's. They were a bit like Pogs, except Taz's kind of came with crisps typically, or along those lines. Some of these got bent, don't know what happened. But these Taz's were basically plastic discs that had images on. And Pokemon did a deal with Walkers, and you used to get them with Cheez-Its and What's-Its or whatever, the things I didn't like anyway. I think they didn't come with the crisps that were any good, typically. But I don't like them, that's just why. Anyway, they used to get, in each pack, one of these little things that was a hologram. Now these ones are probably Gen 1 and 2, maybe some 3s. I think I kind of stopped.
Definitely 2, that's photography.
Yeah, that's 2, it's photography. But each of these kind of had a kind of animation. Some of these actually evolved, so you could tilt them and they'll have evolutions on there. But I've got a lot of these. Actually I do, in terms of these Taz's, I did actually get them all. I actually do know for a fact I got all these, because they didn't do every single Pokemon, but also I sent away, for those I didn't have, because you could send off £1.50 in an envelope to get some, the ones that you didn't want on a list, or the ones you didn't have on a list. Alongside this, they also were. Alongside this, they also do. There's these things, which were like little things you bought in a pack of stickers, but they had evolutions on. I think that's
evolutions.
Just evolutions. So this is Eevee and Flareon. Then we've got Horsea and Seadra. Yeah, we've got a few of these, and we've got. They didn't have the full evolutions
looking
on.
Really happy to looking like she's in pain.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah. And we've got Weedle and Kakuna. So I've got a few of those. They're all still in this tin. They haven't moved out of this tin for years. Got 2 Togepis are the same one. Yeah, I know. Anyway, I just remember I hated collecting these. I didn't like antique food. I didn't like the taste of. Because my mum would make me eat them. Basically, because it always feel like it's a waste of money and we're just buying crisps for the sake of buying crisps. But that was the reason. So that was them. Then in Kellogg's, in cereal packets, they did the big ones. Which were
also, I don't remember these, but I also remember they did a similar thing for Lord of the Rings when that came out, which is the same again, which is just
a holographic thing. Yeah. Where I used to keep some of my cards, I used to keep in folders like this. So this is a promotional folder that came with Mew vs Mewtwo, aka the first movie, which actually was a good movie. It's a bit. Watch it back now, you won't. It looks a bit crap, but it actually was quite good at the time. And we also had. I used to get Christmases. I used to get annuals. So we've got 2 of them here. There are some more as well. These I'm sure, but we used to get these annuals in. If you ever had an annual, they are quite bad. There are a lot of activities in there. You're really not appropriate for kids.
That sounds wrong.
No, but you know what I mean. As in they're too basic. They're really, really primitive.
Yeah.
And then you've got like these stories, which are just basically episodes that were retold for some reason. I don't think I actually cared about these.
Dot to dot.
Yeah. These are just things I got given, but I didn't necessarily ask for or really appreciate. Again, you got like, to show you kind of age, you can sort of see things like Jinx and Mr. Mime or how they used to look and compared to how they are now. It's a good way of indicating the age, really. That's quite
got
sadly.
Abra full evolutions as well.
Oh yeah, the cards that we got at home. I was going to show you
83 again,
yeah.
Which is one which I haven't seen or heard.
No, it's not in Europe.
Go.
It's not in Europe. That's why. But anyway, when I bought the film, I actually went to what is it called? BHS, I think it was, or Demo Members. Anyway, on the top floor, they used to have a bargain bucket of old films.
No, they've got all 4.
And in that bargain,
they've got all 3 of Abra there,
they're all in
which
the
is
books.
unusual.
They're in the books anymore. It's just not in the cards.
My bad.
But anyway, in the bargain bucket, they used to have hundreds of copies of the making of Mew vs Mewtwo tapes, because it's all on tape. It wasn't on DVD or anything, because that didn't exist back then. And in each of those came a promo card, which you used to get if you went to the cinema to watch it. Now what I did is, because each of these tapes were about 50p, I bought a lot of these tapes to get the promo cards out of, and I made sure I got different promo cards in each one. So
and
I
you
got all the promo
did you
cards
give a
that
damn
they did.
about the actual making of?
No, because I watched it once and it was terrible, and it was about 10 minutes long. It was terrible, so I took that. But I kept the cards, and the cards in a folder alongside the Ancient Mew card, Mewtwo, and some other foils, original ones, except the Charizard, which I had to buy, which is why I've got it here.
I have a Mew with that, but that seems to have gone walkies.
Yeah. I also used to have Pokemon coins, which were metal discs that I'd put into Pokemon on, and used to slide them across the table. And I had loads of things. I have massive
Still
cuddly
finding
toys.
stuff in your room.
Yeah, I've got
got
a massive cuddly toy of Blastoise and Poliwhirl.
I remember the Poliwhirl.
Yeah,
because
they're still in there.
that turned into a mascot for the society at uni.
Yeah. And then there's these things like sliders, which have a little metal ball bearing at the bottom that you can slide across the table and whack them into each other. We've got that, and we had a Mew.
We've got a Mew that seems to have gone walking.
That's probably left in the house still, because we seem to have not packed everything correctly. Anyway, because things haven't moved around.
That's a bit.
Then we've got a little keychain. Now, again, I don't think I'd have bought this. I don't know where this came from. This would have been given to me by somebody, or I'd have done some sort of trade or something, and somebody, I don't know, it's years. I'd been about 8, 9, 10-ish when I was into Pokemon, because I was about that age, so I do remember this stuff used to be expensive. The merchandise was very costly, and it's kind of, people are now after it again for some reason, but anyway, there's nothing else there.
I was checking from you.
No. And then quite recently, when I bought the Pokemon X and Y, got a little Pokeball to put my game in, which I actually quite like.
Which isn't even X and Y, it's
Black and White 2, that one is.
That's the spare.
You've got Black, I've got Black 2, and then I've got X and Y, which is still in my 3DS somewhere. Anyway, to sort of round this video up, this is some of the millions of Pokemon merchandise that was made. And I mean, it was insane. In Japan, there was a Poke Center which you could go into and buy lots of merch. They
made the noise as well.
Yeah, we used to go to Woolworths, used to do Pokemon trading card events where you could all meet up and we'd all swap cards and battle each other, and it's an amazing experience. I mean, Pokemon Go is a nice introduction for those who don't remember the 150 or weren't born around then. But it's nothing like being back in the day. That screen is really screwing up the camera, by the way.
Sorry.
It's making the camera light readjust itself, so it's going dark because of it. But Pokemon Go is a nice game. It's social, but it isn't the Pokemon that I remember. But I'm glad it's been done. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, I've been Stephen. This has been Lara, who's now looking for a Pokedex.
And I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I've lost. There it is.
Your screen it's going to really screw up the screen.
What's the one to wind you up with?
Aerodactyl. Yeah, you caught something I haven't got. See, every time you show the screen, the lights go like that. Oh dear. Actually, I think I have some of these, is he? Actually, I got some
we
of them.
salvaged some.
Some of them managed to get through that aren't in the folder, but here we go. As an example of some of the old cards I got. An original Ghastly card.
Endless energy.
Endless energy cards.
I mean,
Hundreds of
seriously,
things.
that's all energy.
Yeah. But I am actually...
Oh! Driver.
Yeah, that's screwed up there.
Eevee.
Eevee, yeah.
I don't know why I said it like that. Sorry, guys.
I sort of would like to get some of the original Pokemon cards again, so I'm trying to find job lots of them. That's not very good. I just found that on the floor. Actually, this card I actually do remember finding on the school playground, which is why it's all bent up and creased, but somebody just dropped it and took it.
Zubat.
And Zubat, yeah. I know, it is actually, now we're doing this video, we're looking outside, and it is torrential downpouring outside. I mean, insane. Anyway, no, I'm not turning the camera because it's not a great angle, let's just say that. So yeah, thanks for watching. We thought we'd do this just because I found all this Pokemon stuff in my old room, and we're doing a sort out in my old parents' flat at the moment. Flat house. Anyway, Lara's, as you see, Lara's sporting the shirts. We've been playing Pokemon Go. We're going on a Pokemon walk tomorrow, which
Zubat!
By the time
Zubat!
which by the time this video goes up will have already happened probably. But yeah, gotta catch them all. Poke Rap, go!